Today I have a Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle versus my good friend Xenon. I'm using a team with Choice Band Lokix. This is my favorite Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet. Its design, what it does, it is my first Pokemon I used on Pokemon Showdown for Scarlet and Violet, so I'm really excited about this. Gonna give you guys a little bit of a team breakdown before we get into the Wi-Fi battle itself, but I will have some timestamps down below for those that want to skip ahead. If you do enjoy this type of content, make sure you let me know by leaving a like and subscribe to my channel as I upload Pokemon Scarlet and Violet competitive content every single day. Big shout out for Storm Zone for this team, and also big shout out to Pedro who made the Showdown background that we see literally matches the in-game, so I love it. But first Pokemon we have is Choice Band Lokix. Now, Choice Band Lokix is amazing as a revenge killer. I'm using a lot of offensive teams on Wi-Fi, mainly because there's a 20-minute timer, so teams that require a little bit of recovery, or honestly anything, even these teams, sometimes the games go down to timer, but I wanted something that could be fast-paced and also something that can be aggressive and things I like. The team's also on my website, pokeaimMD.com. Link is down below. But the main reason people use Lokix is because of its tinted lens ability and strong moves. Tinted lens means that moves that would be resisted are basically no longer resisted, which is nice, unless you are 4 times resisted, then you'd be 2 times resisted in that regard. So it's really cool because a fighting type that would normally, a fighting type that would normally resist Sucker Punch, it would not resist it. It would be doing the regular damage. So it's really strong off of a base 102 attack stat, especially when you couple this with First Impression, which is +2 priority, 90 power. Has U-turn for momentum, then we have Axe Kick as well, our fighting type attack. Just nice for breaking down steals and just doing some good consistent damage. For the most part with this Pokemon though, you're going to be coming in, clicking First Impression, then switching out because you can only click First Impression once on the turn you basically are in. It won't let you use it on the second turn, it won't let you use it on the third turn, but you can switch in and use it, no problem. U-turn gives you momentum, Sucker Punch can let you revenge kill something like Dragapult. Choice Band First Impression is so good, it like knocks out Dragapult after Stealth Rock with its like just its move, a resisted hit. So this is why it's one of my favorite Pokemon. Speaking of Dragapult, it pairs really well with Lokix. It has a really high speed tier for a lot of mons that Lokix isn't faster than, and also Dragapult appreciates the fact that Lokix First Impressions, things like Chiempao to KO it, something that Dragapult can go down a Sucker Punch or Ice Shard or Ice Crash, Crunch, etc. Specs Dragapult probably one of its best sets right now besides Choice Band. Choice specs with the Shadow Ball, Draco Meteor, Flamethrower, and U-turn Flamethrower for Iron Treads, for Corviknight. U-turn just to keep a momentum on the team. The idea behind the team is get up Stealth Rock and then pressure with very, very strong Pokemon. As you can see by the full team right there, right? I have Scarlet, I have Lokix, I have Volcarona. So I have very, very strong Pokemon on this team, and the idea is just not to let off the damage. Shadow Ball is going to be your main spamming move, and again, this is just the speed tier. It gives you high speed on the team. You Terra Ghost. Terra Ghost is actually really nice because it makes your Shadow Ball just so much stronger, going from, instead of the 1.5 boost, it gets doubled, so it's 2 times, right? So it's 160, which is super strong, man. I love it. And then U-turn's nice because if they have like a Ting-Lu or something, I U-turn on Ting-Lu. I do very little, but I bring out the Predator. I bring out Lokix, and then I go from there and U-turn with its 333 attack. But Dragapult giving me a good aggressive switch, and especially because the team doesn't really like Rotom too much, so this can be a nice little Rotom pivot on Hydro Pumps or Will-O-Wisp, and then threaten it with a Draco Meteor KO. Especially after a little bit of damage. We do have Iron Treads. This is one of my favorite sets to run on offensive teams. Booster Energy, Rapid Spin, Knockoff, Earthquake, or Stealth Rock. You can definitely run Iron Head over Knockoff if you want, but I think that when you're running an offensive team, getting rid of something like Rotom's Leftovers, getting rid of Corviknight's Rocky Helmet, heavy duty boots on Pokemon is really, really good. Booster Energy gives you the speed immediately upon entry, which means that you are amazing as well versus other offenses because you're faster, guaranteed, than Chiempao, because Chiempao's not running Scarf. You're able to Rapid Spin versus Glimmora, get rid of the toxic spikes from its toxic debris in the same turn, and then knock it out with Earthquake after. Threaten them with your own Stealth Rock as well. And basically, it's really hard for offense. Like, even my own team doesn't like this Pokemon very much because my Rotom is Choice Scarf on this team. So, it doesn't appreciate the fact that its Choice Scarf is gone. Right, so being able to do that, getting rid of an item, and also rapid spinning away hazards is the big thing. We do have Terra Ground on this one. These are bugged just for the strong First Impression. Ghost, Shadow Ball is great, and also losing your Dragon typing can be really good versus Fairies, right? Like Iron Valiant, for instance, can't knock you out with Moonblast if you don't have your Dragon type, which is nice. And then this is Terra Ground just for strong Earthquakes, because if you didn't know, Earthquake into a Terra Ground Earthquake actually knocks out max HP Annihilate. So it's a pretty good anti-Annihilate measure for the team too. Next up, we have Choice Band Baxcalibur. I mentioned the team doesn't like Rotom very much. Well, enter Baxcalibur. Baxcalibur's thermal exchange ability means that Rotom cannot Will-O-Wisp, because if it hits it with Will-O-Wisp, first off, it can't be burnt, and also it gets a +1 attack. So on top of Choice Band already boosting, and this is a 6v6 singles game, by the way, so there is no item clause in this. We're not playing Battle Stadium 3v3. We're not playing VGC. There's no item clause in this, and I like to run more offensive teams because I'm trying to get the games done so you guys can watch. But Eyes of Crash, Ice Shard, Glaive Rush, and Earthquake. It is a Choice Band set. Ice Shard's really nice on this thing because it gives me a secondary check. Again, my team's really offensive, so I don't really switch into very many Pokemon. So it gives me a secondary check versus Dragonite that don't Terra into normal. It gives me a secondary check versus Dragapult. It's something that can be strong and knock them out. Ice of Crash is really good too. Like I said, this thing comes in on Rotom. If Rotom Will-O-Wisp, I get a +1 attack on top of my Choice Band, and I can basically knock something out with Glaive Rush. And the Earthquake is there for the steals, just giving a secondary priority for the Mon, a speed tier above Rotom for the team that, like, this thing pairs really well with these two, right? Because it resists Volt Switch, or resists Hydro Pump. So we can come in on Rotom, throw it with a Choice Band, Glaive Rush. Rotom can't do much. Now we do have some speed control on the team, and we are Terra Ghost on our Rotom. We're Terra Dragon on this just for the super strong Glaive Rush, because it's already ridiculously strong anyway. And the next turn attacks can't miss user and deal 2 times damage. You just switch, it doesn't matter. Or if you're faster, that doesn't matter either, right? But we have a Rotom. Now Rotom is our backup check to Dragonite. What do I mean by that? It's Terra Ghost. So when it becomes Ghost type, most Dragonites right now are running Dragon Dance, Extreme Speed, Earthquake with Terra Normal. So they become normal type, that way Extreme Speed is boosted. And then Roost. And if they're not running Roost, they're running Fire Punch, Ice Spinner, and that's basically like what most offensive Dragonites are running. By being Terra Ghost, I am immune to Extreme Speed, I am immune to Earthquake because of my Levitate ability, and I can trick them, Choice Scarf, locking them into a move. I can Thunder Wave them to slow them down, and it also provides me Volt Switch and Hydro Pump for the team. This is also my check to Iron Treads and Great Tusk, as I can threaten them both with Hydro Pump for the KO, and Thunder Wave can be really good for Baxcalibur, right? Like, for example, a lot of Dragapults don't really fear Rotom. So if it's Dragapult staring down a Rotom, a lot of them won't expect the Choice Scarf Thunder Wave. So if I Thunder Wave at turn 1 and I end up sacking my Rotom, yeah, I sack the Pokemon, but now my Baxcalibur is faster than their potentially fastest Pokemon. This is also really good versus Chiempao. This is also good versus a non-Scarf Chi-Yu type of thing, right? Just slowing them down so that way my Glaive Rush or my Baxcalibur can deal with them, even though I do have First Impression, which is +2 priority versus like all of Chiempao's +1 priorities. But provides some nice little momentum for the team, gives another fire resist for the team as well. And then last but not least, we have physically defensive Volcarona with Quiver Dance. Now this set is really cool because it's also another check to Dragonite. When you're running offensive, you don't have a lot of switch-ins to Pokemon, but you also don't want to give certain Pokemon setup opportunities. If you look at my team, and SD Scizor is very, very threatening as well, right? Bullet Punch is essentially free if it Terras. And if it's banded, Bullet Punch is hella free because it just gets boosted by Terra Steel and just does so much to my team. Even like the Iron Treads doesn't have recovery, so it can only switch in so many times. So Volcarona, enter Volcarona. Will-O-Wisp is really nice because this thing can allow it to beat Chiempao. This is a nice Chiempao check the team. Chiempao doesn't kill me in one hit and I burn it, or I burn it with Flame Body. It can set up on Corviknight and also Dragonite, right? So if I burn them, and especially if Dragonite's Terra Normal, I burn it, and then I can go for my Flamethrowers right there and Quiver Dance up, Morning Sun for the recovery. It can even do something versus Garchomp, and it can burn Great Tusk, allowing me to always sit up on it. This is also the Iron Valiant check for the team. As you can see, the combination of Moonblast plus close combat, especially on a Booster Energy Iron Valiant, is almost impossible for my team to deal with. And the fact, especially the fact that like Iron Valiant has good defense as opposed to like Gallade having good special defense, but and same thing with Gardevoir. Iron Valiant has good defense and it 4 times resists First Impression. So and like Sucker Punch as well. So at most I'm doing like with Terra like around 50%, and then it can just knock me out after, right? So if I didn't have Volcarona on this team, I'd be basically screwed versus that Pokemon. Rotom can tank 1 hit, but if it's Terra Choice Specs and if it's Choice Specs and they're running it on a team with like Electric Terrain, which gives it the speed boost, like I'll die to Moonblast. So Volcarona gives me the Iron Valiant check, just a fairy fighting check for the team, and also just allow me to Will-O-Wisp and set up on that. But that's basically the team for today. Again, if you guys do enjoy the content, I encourage you to leave a like and also subscribe. Let me know if you like the little team breakdown. I know it's a little bit longer, but there's timestamps down below, so you can always skip ahead. And also feel free to check out my my Dr. Shaker, which comes with my holographic Draco sticker as well as some samples from Advanced GG. This ends December 20th at 6 p.m. Eastern, so that's almost done. But yeah, let's get right into the battle. So here we are at team preview of my game versus Xenon. Immediately I'm thinking, by the way, go and check him out. And of course, if you skip the intro, feel free to subscribe to me as well as him. I'm immediately thinking rocks are incredible in this game. He does have hazard control, but my behemoth is really strong. My Titan as well is super strong. I'm like, let me tell you who I'm talking about. You can clearly see the nicknames, but basically, I do think that choice ban Lokix as well as choice ban Excalibur look very good in this game. And the reason I want to lead off with Behemoth, my Iron Treads, is because I get up Stealth Rock quickly and just threaten a lot of their team. So we're going to start from there. Also, it's a good lead into Dragapult. It's a good lead into basically everything that's not a Mungus, in my opinion. So, that Gallade is a problem. However, we do have Banded First Impression, which should always knock it out, regardless of what it wants to do, because it's not Iron Valiant, right? It's no Iron Valiant. But yeah, make sure you leave a like if you enjoy these. So, we do see the Sylveon lead, which I actually match up very well into. Instead of getting up Stealth Rock turn 1, I want to go for the knockoff. I want to get rid of any item on this. This thing cannot knock me out without a choice specs. And also, like if they want to be crazy and Terra Fire and knock me out turn 1. And also if they go Amoonguss and have a Rocky Helmet, I don't want to deal with that for the entirety of the game. I obviously threaten the Sylveon. They do Terra. I'm assuming it's going to be Terra Fire and it might be choice specs. That's a wild Terra from the beginning. That means I don't have to deal with Terra at all. Yeah, it is Terra Fire. I believe I won't die unless they are choice specs, but we'll see. Because it does become stab now. But I do have 90 base. Let's see. So we get rid of their leftovers. They do hit me with a Terra Blast. Well, it's not Mystical Fire, right? It's stronger. Yep. Doesn't KO me, which is perfect. And I actually threaten them very easily with an Earthquake, as they have no Earthquake switching. So Xenon is uses Terra immediately, and on a Pokemon that I'm very... I get the surprise KO because I am Booster Energy, and I'm... Obviously, by Xenon doing that, it means that they don't have a Scarfer that's faster than this. This is the way I'm thinking of, right? Like, they may have a Scarfer on the team in Gallade or something, but because I am Booster Energy, nothing's faster. And now they are weak to Earthquake, so they should go out into Amoonguss. But with Stealth Rock up and the fact that they no longer have a Fairy type on their team, I can actually click the Glaive Rush and just start crushing stuff. So that's a really... I'm glad I knocked off turn 1 because, again, had that been specs, it would have been able to knock me out. But now I'm in a very safe position to just go right for the Earthquake and pick up my KO on a lot of Pokemon. So they end up bringing out... Ooh, on the balloon! That's kind of nice. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I don't want to deal with that. Do I want rocks up in this game? I do want rocks up in this game. I actually do. So I will be guaranteed faster. Really nice balloon play there. I could have went for a double knockoff. Could have actually went for rocks too. If Xenon Rapid Spins, it's a good play too, but that still risks the speed tie after. They actually end up going for knockoff, which fails to pick up the KO on me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right out into my Dragapult here. It won't die to one knockoff from them, and if they try to get the Rapid Spin KO at 1 HP, I can actually pick off a KO with Flamethrower. So yeah, Xenon does try to go for the Rapid Spin KO there. They are on a balloon, so we know that they are not... we know that they're not Assault Vest, and I can just click the Choice Specs Flamethrower. Obviously, Sylveon can tank this, but Sylveon's also going to be taking 25% from Stealth Rock now. And again, just being able to keep up rocks in this game is going to be really good because I think Lokix straight up smashes Xenon's team. Because they don't have any 4 times resist besides the Volk, and I do have Bandit Sucker Punch as well. So Volk is probably like one of the bigger problems for the team that I'm using right now, but there should be a free Flamethrower on their team. Dragapult isn't a problem if it comes in on this because I do have the Bandit Ice Shard and Bandit First Impression with obviously my Tinted Lens ability. So we might see Sylveon come out. Yep, they do bring out Sylveon, which is smart scouting for the Flamethrower. However, it is going to take 25%. And I know obviously it resists this now because it is a fire type, but let's see. That did 1. That literally did 1. Assuming that Xenon is actually going to go for the Wish here, I'm gonna bring out my my Iron Treads again. If they opt to attack, that just means that Sylveon will not be able to heal, and then I can pick up the KO with my Lokix right after. So they do end up going for the Wish. Again, I obviously threaten them with Earthquake. I'm going to go for knockoff just in case they don't protect here. Yeah, I'm going to go for the knockoff just in case they don't protect, but also in case Xenon wants to bring out their Iron Treads one more time. I do think they do protect here, though. I feel like that's always the play, but I could be wrong. This thing is hella special defensive, by the way. So, but yeah, if they do go Iron Treads, I threaten it with potentially... I knock out its balloon. Perfect. We get a knockoff on something. Is it the Iron Treads? Lycanroc. Ooh, hard Dragapult. Now, it is going to live this knockoff. So, I get the play, but now... Yeah, it's going to live. It just barely lives, but it does live the knockoff. We get rid of its Choice Band, which is awesome. I'm guessing that Xenon is knowing that they could click they can still click versus me, so... Like, basically, they can still click the Dragon Darts versus my entire team, as I don't have a Fairy type. I'll sack this here, I think, just to click Earthquake, as they end up going for U-turn. So this is nice, because had they killed me with Dragon Darts, like, I still get momentum this turn anyway, because I get to see what they do. But I think it works out regardless for me, because that Sylveon is low, and Flamethrower actually still picks up KOs, but so does Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball picks up a crazy amount of KOs in this game. So... don't have to worry too much about that. Shadow Ball is hella strong versus my opponent. Might as well show off my Lokix though. Just because it's such a sick Pokemon. This is my favorite Pokemon of this generation. And we go right for the U-turn, which will be able to knock out Sylveon. If Sylveon wants to switch out, anything I hit with U-turn, it doesn't matter because of the resistances. It doesn't matter just because of the fact that it has that tinted lens. So unless you're a bigger resist, it does not matter at all. So, knock him out there, which is perfect. I think what I want to do is, my Rotom is my Scarfer. Anything else I want to bring out, though, instead of Rotom here? I could bring out Pulp. That means Amoonguss is going to... I think Amoonguss is going to come out regardless, right? I like the idea of going Rotom here. I do like the idea of going Rotom here. I think unless that Gallade is bulk up, we're good. Gallade is very strong. But First Impression always kills Gallade. Shoot, most of my moves kill Gallade. But First Impression will always kill Gallade, right? Unless it's like max HP. And if they end up bringing out... Did Beautician not faint, or is this just connecting? Ooh, Incognito. It's Amoonguss? Perfect. So what I'm actually going to do here is just trick the Amoonguss if they want to Spore. I basically don't want this Pokemon to be... We're playing by 6v6 OU rules, so you can't just click Spore as many times as you want. I don't want this Amoonguss to be able to do anything. I got the Black Sludge. But now, Xenon basically has to switch this turn. Yeah, Xenon basically has to switch this turn because we are playing by 6v6 OU rules, so he cannot break Sleep Claws here. So this works out for me because I can actually threaten something with Lokix, or I can go Dragapult and threaten something else. I think we're going to go Dragapult here. I think we'll make the Dragapult play. Because if they go the Iron Treads, I'm good. And it deals with Gallade coming in. It deals with... Maybe my Choice Scarf was worth having on it. I'm not sure. But being able to deal with basically the threats, like Amoonguss, and then it not being able to click like Foul Play as often as it wants to, is going to help out a lot. So I'm assuming we're going to see maybe Iron Treads here. Because I am asleep, and you can try and get off a Rapid Spin versus me. We do see Lycanroc. Tough turn for me, tough turn for me. I could definitely see them going for Dragon Darts. I am Fizdef though on mine. I am Fizdef on my Volcarona, and they might have Sucker Punch. I'm gonna go Volcarona anyway, just to see. Volk doesn't super... I mean, Volk is good in this game, don't get me wrong. Like, it's very good in this game. But Volk will be able to live 2 hits from Dragapult with ease, and then threaten it from there. Basically, I didn't want my opponent to bring out the Iron Treads and Rapid Spin away the Stealth Rock. As you can see, Stealth Rock is really, really working in my favor, and I want to be able to Lokix everything. I could have also went Lokix that turn, to be honest, on the Iron Treads. Probably been fine, honestly. And just knocked it out. but I really, really, really want to keep up Stealth Rock. So, again, I'm a Tarasu. My Volcarona is super strong. Super Fizz. It's literally max Fizz Def. As you can see, it does absolutely nothing to me. Okay, we're going to Morning Sun here. If they U-turn, they potentially get burnt by Flame Body. But I'm just trying to be healthy enough to deal with them. I guess they could just Dragon Darts again since it's low drawback. But if I burn them, I'm in a good spot. I love the way Volcarona's wings look in this. I wonder how much Lokix does to Iron Moth. First impression does half. That's crazy. That's actually crazy how much that does. Yeah, so first impression does straight up half. Beautiful damage. Let's see if Iron Moth comes out here. Moth Robot comes out. It does take Stealth Rock damage. That's perfect. And we do see a booster energy as well. Special attack. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure which stat was boosted there. Yeah, we can knock it out with first impression after. I just need a little bit of damage on it. They may quiver. I'm gonna quiver up. I actually, they can't quiver. They don't have access to quiver. It's just Fire Dance. Yeah. What am I saying? Iron Moth has like agility and stuff. Actually, does it have? I feel like I'm thinking about the wrong. I'm pretty positive it doesn't have access to it. But I just want the damage on this guy. As you can see, that did absolutely nothing to me. So I'm gonna be able to do a lot to them. Right back. And then I believe I simply quiver again because I need to do enough to knock it out with my Lokix. Because Lokix first impression only does 50, so at +2, I'm not gonna beat this 1v1, right? But I'm gonna weaken them for Lokix, which is the important part. So I'm gonna take a good chunk there. We're just gonna go for Flamethrower for the chip. It's gonna do about 30%, 40%, and then Lokix picks up a KO. Lokix picks up a nice little KO there. And the important part is also we're getting rid of their ice resist for my what's it called in the back. Why can't I remember names? It's because of my damn nicknames. It's Scarlet. That does a lot more. That does a lot more than what it should have because I get a nice little crit. So very lucky there to get the crit. It actually means I can save Lokix and go for the Shadow Ball. I can save Lokix and go for Shadow Ball with my Dragapult. And then just pick up a KO here. So we Shadow Ball this. I'm faster because the booster energy was for special attack. I'm assuming they were agility. I swear Lokix is going to come out the end, guys, and pick up a KO, so don't you worry. But yeah, that was like the one Mon I was worried about straight up sweeping me. This Pokemon in particular. Now, if they go Pult, I can actually Terastallize because they were Choice Band, which means that their physical Ghost move is actually Terra Blast. Because if you didn't know, Terra Blast goes either physical or special, depending on which stat's better. So their physical Ghost move was Terra Blast, which means if I Terastallize Ghost, I'm no longer weak to Dragon. So obviously there's still a speed tie involved, but if they win it, I won't die. Mustang comes out. Do I want to Terastallize on this, or do I just want to hit it? I'm trying to think, because if Dragapult just knocks this out... Shadow Ball doesn't kill, right? Yeah, we just Shadow Ball into Flamethrower. This is definitely a Shadow Ball angle. This is going to do a lot. Regardless. I think if I Terra'd it, probably kills, but... Yeah, this is going to do a lot regardless. And then we'll get them first impressions out. And the Mice Shards. My gosh. I think Terra would have killed. But I think it would have been a roll. They tried to predict. I see it. I see it. That was Xeno was trying to make a power play there, which makes me believe the Gallade might be Focus Sash with agility. I feel like if you were prioritizing Rapid Spinning there, then Gallade might just end up being Focus Sash with agility. Like that might actually end up being what the Gallade is. So, or I'm thinking it might be. But Paul is still really, really, really good. I'm going to Terra here into Ghost. That way they can't kill me in one hit. And then knock him out with Shadow Ball here. Yeah, so I get the Terra turn 1 because you want to get rid of the rocker and limited stuff. Because if it is actually Focus Sash on Gallade, which I'm really thinking it is, just based on the way it was played. Or based on that Rapid Spin, like that really aggro Rapid Spin. But again, my thought process was, it's okay if I get weakened, simply because I won't die. And at least I keep my rocks up. So I do go for Sucker Punch, which meant that there would be no speed tie there anyway. We're going to be able to pick up the KO on their Dragapult as well with the Shadow Ball. Perfect, perfect. And then Gallade comes out. And let me tell you something about Gallade. Even if it has Shadow Sneak. Because it could be SD or Agility. Because Gallade has Sharpness now as an ability, which is insane. Regardless, I just go Lokix and I smash something. Because they can't put something to sleep. They might go Amoonguss now and they could have Foul Play. There's Gallade, there's Gallade. Let's see. Let's see. Gonna go for Shadow Ball. Let's see if they have the Shadow Sneak. If it doesn't, it just dies. It has to have Shadow Sneak. You should go Amoonguss otherwise. Because Amoonguss could Giga Drain me and live a hit. Ooh, it's Scarf Night Slash. Okay, I see you, buddy. I see you. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Ah, then I think they should have knocked off regardless then. But yeah, I just go Lokix here. I go Lokix. We go for U-turn. Because we know that's Scarf. So they can't kill me. I do a lot to them with U-turn. And if they go Amoonguss, I just bring out my Choice Band Thermomon. Bring out the Choice Band Thermomon. Click that Choice Band Glaive Rush. I still have my Mon asleep, so they can't do anything about it either. Huh, so it was Scarf. Yo, Scarf actually would have been so crazy versus me too. If I didn't have Lokix literally in the back waiting. No point in missing Icicle Crash, so we're just going to go right for the Glaive Rush. Should KO, or be very close. And then first impression, we'll be able to knock out the other Mon. But after I Glaive Rush, I actually sack Rotom. And then first impression with Lokix, just in case they have some sort of crazy EV spread. They should be Sacred Sword though. Because sharpness, it makes it faster than close combat. But that attack looks insane. But yeah, I am straight up Choice Band. So that was a dead Amoonguss no matter what. That was a straight up dead Amoonguss no matter. I love this Mon. Back Excalibur. That's Excalibur in its back. Duh. And we know you are Choice Scarf. Choice Scarf should definitely, with the sharpness ability, you definitely should be running Sacred Sword. We're going to sack Rotom, which probably dies to the combination of Black Sludge plus Sacred Sword. Because Sacred Sword's stronger than close combat on Gallade now because of sharpness. It's actually crazy how good they made this Mon. I think that agility sets are really good with Psycho Cut as well. And obviously Night Slash is boosted too. Let's see if we see that Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword comes out. Yep, that's straight up Oko's Rotom. Like that's from a Scarf Gallade, guys. That goes to show how strong it is. But we're going to leave a nice first impression. A nice banded first impression. And for some reason, which Gallade should never live, but if Gallade somehow ends up living, I have Ice Shard in the back anyway to finish them off, so that should be game. But yeah, that's big Lokix, man. I love Lokix so much. That was a really fun game, Xenon. Definitely the Terra early was really cool. That's why I knocked off, because I thought it was a catch-all for everything, right? I don't know why I say Mystical Fire. I don't think it has Mystical Fire anymore. It has to run Terra Fire. But that's why I knocked off turn 1. Obviously, Xenon Terra'd because Xenon was like, okay, Iron Head would hit me for super effective and could pick up a KO. Let me Terra right here, weaken this thing. I really thought I was alluding to a Sash on Gallade with agility. But I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Xenon as well. He's awesome. And I will see you guys. Let me know if you guys like the little intros where I break down the team as well. The team's going to be on my website, pokeaimMD.com, if you guys didn't know. But let me know if you guys like the little intros where I break them down. And that's going to be it. So I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.